I'm Izzy Aral, and I am a sophomore, so class of 2023, and I am going to graduate with a health science major and also possibly a community health double major. I'm from Silverdale, Washington, which is like kind of across the water from Seattle. And for my career after college, I'm hoping to go to medical school and also possibly get a master's in public health.
My name is Sara Peterson, as you know. I went to Whitworth and graduated in 2012 with a Bachelor of Arts in Health Science and a psychology minor. I went on to physical therapy school, went to the University of Southern California, and got my doctorate in physical therapy and graduated in 2015 with that degree. I now practice as a pediatric physical therapist at Phoenix Children's Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. And I work primarily with kids with congenital heart defects and heart transplants, both in the ICU and in outpatient.
So what is the most interesting or fun part of your job?
There's a few. I was thinking about this earlier. I think my top three favorite things are, one, getting to watch my babies that I meet when they're 1, 2, 3 days old and watch them grow up. My kind of first group of kids is now turning 4 years old. And so it's really fun to get emails and pictures from parents saying, hey, you're not our PT anymore, but we're doing dance recitals and they're becoming big brothers and big sisters. So it's really cool to get to be a really big part of their lives. One of my favorite things on any given day is also helping parents hold their baby in the ICU for the first time. Sometimes it's the first time ever. And sometimes it's the first time after surgery. And that's always like super special to get to help with all these lines and tubes attached to them, help the families hold their baby.
So the relationship that you're describing that you get to have with these like children that were babies and you get to kind of see them throughout the years, do you feel like that reminds you a little bit of your relationship with Whitworth? I mean, you're almost a graduate of like almost 10 years now.
I know,
and you're
don't
doing
remind
an alumni
me.
interview.
I definitely think the relationship that, Whitworth is all about community. And I definitely feel like that plays a role in how I learned to develop roles with my patients. And, there's always that professional kind of boundary, but I definitely feel like that community sense and being very open with my families was partially instilled by Whitworth and the community there.
Mm-hmm. So what is something unexpected that you've learned since you first started your job? I
think I learned that I do a lot more than just like an average PT. Mm-hmm. I think, we have to look at the child holistically. And so I have learned more about feeding a baby and, just parenting stuff that you don't learn until you're a parent. And I'm still not a parent. So I'm learning things from my parents every day about raising a child. And so I think just how much of my job is not what I learned in PT school is a big part of it. And also learning from the nursing staff, learning where things are in the hospital and all of that. I think I've learned way more than I ever anticipated I would. That's not PT related, but also super important to my job.
That's good. I really liked your comment on what you said about just like holistically taking care of a child, because honestly, that was one of my reasons for coming to Whitworth for a health science major, because I thought it was super unique that they had a major like that. When I was looking at schools, like for medical school, I knew that was what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to just be biology or chemistry. I kind of wanted to learn more about human anatomy and public health. So that is personally like a big part of my why Whitworth story. So
yeah, that's awesome. I was I don't know if you know, but I was one of the first health science classes to graduate. I think I was the second.
That's super cool.
And that, so it actually was not even a major when I started as a freshman. It came about my sophomore year.
That's really cool.
And I was kind of in a similar situation. I knew I wanted to go to grad school. I knew I wanted to do PT, but there wasn't a major that quite fit with what I wanted to do. I had actually chosen Whitworth wanting to be a teacher. And so kind of long story, but ended up being super grateful when Mike Ediger came someone told me, you need to talk to Mike. I think he's got a major for you. I was like, okay. And ended up switching to that rather quickly as soon as it was around.
So what skills do you think you learned at Whitworth, like with the health science major, that have prepared you to be successful in your career?
I would say definitely like the networking. I feel like the faculty of the health science program is so open and wants to help you get to that next kind of step, because I think so many people are a health science major because they have a next step, whether it's med school, PT school, PA, whatever. And I think networking with faculty was something that just kind of happened, I think, because the faculty is so open and, willing, but also being able to have kind of a safe place to learn to build a relationship like that. I'm not necessarily a person who's just going to go approach somebody and say, hey, how do I, get to that next step? But I think that was a big thing I took away. And then I know I had one of the opportunities to present at a conference that Dr. Silvers had taken us to. And so that was just, a new skill to me too, to be presenting at a professional conference like that. And to get to do that as an undergrad was a great experience.
Yeah, follow up for that. Tell us more about like your experiences for like opportunities and internships that you had here.
Yeah, I did my internship at a local physical therapy clinic in Spokane, which actually turned into a job for probably close to 2 years. I think I was there as a physical therapy aide. So that definitely played a huge role in my shadowing experience and having something to put on my applications for PT school, and just give me a good foundation of what an outpatient clinic is like, and having some patients in mind as I was learning in grad school.
So what is your best advice for students who want to study health science or possibly go into PT?
For studying health science, I think it's a great major. I think it's a really, like you mentioned earlier, very unique, encompasses a lot of different areas, which, like you, I didn't want to study just biology or chemistry. So I think my biggest kind of 2 takeaways would be definitely connect and take advantage of the opportunities that the faculty provide, whether that's just to chat with them or to go and present at a conference or, to work on research with them. I think that's a huge opportunity, and for so many reasons. And then the other piece I would say is especially with PT, but I think it's applicable to many of the health professions, is really taking time to go shadow or observe or intern at the type of setting you're interested in particular, but also other settings. I think it's really good, especially looking back as a PT, wishing, would have been great maybe to spend some time with OT just to have a better understanding for what they do earlier on in my career or something like that. And really asking questions and making sure that it is the right career field for you, because it's an investment to go to the next step. And you don't want to get there and realize, then maybe this isn't what I wanted to do. So taking those opportunities and those internships seriously, and connecting with those people as well, networking with the people you intern or observe with, because they'll be your colleagues one day, potentially.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I have so many fond memories of Whitworth and the health science department. I still keep in touch with Mike and Matt, and
that's awesome.
Try pre-COVID to, meet up with them for coffee whenever I come up and visit. But no, it's a wonderful place, and super excited to see how it grows.
Yeah, it's super encouraging to get to talk to someone that graduated and they're already established in their career, and like hopefully where I'll be like this time in 10 years.
All right. It was so nice to meet you.
Yes, it was so nice to meet you too.
And good luck on everything.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Okay. Bye.
Bye.